I am at the Starving Artist Cafe in Franklin Square, New York, the next town over from West Hempstead, and kind of a interesting, funky place. This used to be a neighborhood dive bar until about a year ago when the Starving Artist bought it, and now it's got some good pesto paninis and butterscotch coffee, which I've never had before. Yummy. So I hope to find places like this all along the route from East Coast to West Coast as I make the local stops. Now, in earlier updates, I mentioned that one of the questions I need to answer for you is why you should fund this. And before we get into the actual costs and why I'm actually asking for money, let me tell you about the value of what we're doing here, the benefits to you, to me, to everybody. First of all, we can really bring attention to transit issues. A few things I've already found out just doing cursory homework here is that ridership seems to correlate with employment. And why is that still true? I mean, we're in the information age. One of the things that's enabling me to do this is that I can do my writing and coding from anywhere with Wi-Fi, which is really anywhere in North America. So if I can do this from anywhere, I don't need to commute. So why is commuter rail, commuter bus so tightly correlated to the employment rate? What's interesting is it doesn't correlate with gas prices. And again, why is that not? What is the actual economic benefit ever of owning a car? And I'm thinking that maybe the answer is the economic benefit is like outside the scope of the question when most people are making the decision about whether or not to buy a car. Why isn't the typical passenger paying for mass transit? As far as I can tell, your fare covers about half the, buy your own ticket, fare covers about half of, or not even half of the cost of the trip. So it's maybe the people who are talking about free college should also be talking about free transit, because it just doesn't seem to matter how much or little you charge. And then there's the safety concerns, and these are important. Did you know that you're twice as likely to be injured on a city bus than on any kind of commuter rail? There's another form of mass transit that's coming to the fore. It's called van pooling, and injuries there are almost totally unheard of. Oh yeah, van pools. The injuries are unheard of because van pools are almost unheard of, but I'll be reporting on those. And then another safety concern, why the disparity between who gets injured on mass transit and who gets killed by mass transit? 2/3 of injuries are passengers, but 2/3 of deaths are pedestrians, bicyclists that fly, passengers in an oncoming vehicle, and of course suicide by commuter train. I live on Long Island. It's not a joke. It happens all the time. One of the most critical questions we can be asking about mass transit is why is the average commuter rail trestle in the United States more than half a century old? But wait, it gets worse. Why here in the New York-Philadelphia corridor is that more like 80 years? Typical railway trestle for a commuter rail is over 80 years old in the two cities in the Northeast that probably use it the most. That scares me, especially because I'm on it a lot. So I'll be asking these questions and letting you know. Now, this isn't free. I do hope to sell articles as a journalist to answer these questions, and I wouldn't ask you to pay me twice for work that I'm doing once, but I do need some help getting started here. And interestingly, the actual commute is going to be the cheapest part of this. I figure in the tradition of Jules Verne, I think this is going to take me 80 days, so I'm multiplying my daily costs by 80. And I figure every day I'll be spending only about $5 on average for the commute, $15 for food, another $25 for hotel or boarding. I intend to stay, make low-end motels, bed and breakfasts, basically boarding houses, in kind deals if I can get them. So I'm not going to be staying at the Grand Hyatt anywhere. So I think I can keep it to on average $25 a night. I also think about another $5 a day for Wi-Fi and incidentals. Pocket money things come up. So that's 15, 20, 25, $50 a day. America, coast to coast, on $50 a day times 80 days is $4,000. The way I see it, I'm also going to need some one-time expenditures on cameras and mics, and on travel gear, and on getting a return flight, because I don't want to take 80 days to get home after this. So I figure about $500 a pop for each of those three categories for another $1,500. So it comes to about $5,500 that I'll need to actually do this stunt. And while I'm doing this stunt, I am going to be taking time away from other opportunities to make money. I still have household expenses, which is why I set the bar at $15,000. If I meet it or exceed it, great. If I don't, if I get anywhere over this $5,500 mark, this is definitely a green light. So I'm hoping you can give me the green light. It's, like I said, September 12th, 2015 now. I would really like to be on the road by the first week in October, if not sooner. So please consider helping me out. And again, William Friedman, author and journalist, and looking for crowdfunding for the cross-country local, going from the Atlantic to the Pacific, making all local stops on mass transit. Thanks again.